Hey everybody, and thank you for joining in this morning. Biz Vision with Alaska Tracy, and we're going to get started here really soon. I've got my little light on, which I think it does help. And I've got landscape on, which is nice. There, that's even better. Oh, I love that. I need a little booster seat here. I'm in my office outside of my house today. Ah, there we go. Awesome. I've got some notes, and I'm just going to hit share to get a couple more people over here this morning. So I'm clicking on my laptop, and we're going to be talking about change. Got my little Rhodes mic. I hope you can all hear. So I'm just sharing this to my my timeline. Join in the conversation. Change. And I'm posting it. There. So welcome everybody, and I'm thrilled that you're here this morning. And I've got some notes so that I can cover. And I forget that every time I do this Facebook Live, I've been doing it on Wednesdays at 11:30 in Alaska, and that seems to work out. However, I'm in a warehouse and they're moving things around down below me, so it can be a little bit loud. So I apologize for that. Welcome. Feel free to comment where you're joining in from. I see several of you joining in, and I would love to see who's here. I love the likes. Thank you. Yay. Swipe left to see your viewers. So this is new. Oh, I love that. Video mode only. Swipe left to reveal comments. Video only. Swipe left to reveal comments and reactions. There we go. Hey, Jeanette. Welcome. Very cool. Thanks for joining in. I think what I'm going to do today, I've been doing these videos and then I've been putting them on YouTube. And this week I am also going to create a YouTube video from here, as long as it's not too darn loud underneath me, as well as a podcast for next week. So it'll be podcast episode 18. However, they're moving a lot underneath me, so it might not work out. So welcome. And I'm going to be looking at comments. And it's a rainy, wet day here in Alaska. It's a great day for motivating, for getting a lot of things done. I'm much more productive on rainy days. So we're just going to dive right into change. Every year around August, when our heat goes on and it drops into the 40s in Alaska, I start to feel a shift. And many, many, many things in my life have changed over fall, usually September, October, November months. It's always a very exciting time for me. I have many speaking gigs coming up and presentations to give, and a lot on my vision board. And I thought I'd just share with you about change. So let's get going. And like I said, I apologize for the noise underneath me. So welcome everybody to Biz Vision with Alaska Tracy. And we're going to talk change today. If you are joining on Facebook Live, I thank you for joining in. Please feel free to comment where you're joining in from, what your business is, and actually how you deal with change. I've just mentioned that change for me comes every year this time of year, fall, and my soul gets a little itchy and antsy, And I've developed tools throughout the years to help me deal with change, and I want to share them with you. Feel free to comment where you're joining in from, what your business is, and if you can relate, also thumbs up is a nice thing. I am going to be sharing this video probably on my blog over Biz Vision with Alaska Tracy. I do a blog weekly where I invite guests to come on or I share myself. So change. I want to cover 5 things for me that have worked, and feel free to comment as well. And what I'll do is I'll scroll at the end of this, and it's loud underneath me. I'll scroll through your comments and see what you've come up with, what tools you use to help you deal with change. So, again, every year in the fall, I feel a shift in my soul. I can feel it in the air outside in Alaska. It's been in the 40s on the hillside where we live. And I know this because it's been about 19 years of things changing for me every year at this time. And what I do with the itchy soul syndrome is I create a vision board. I teach and create vision board workshops, and I use them in my life. I've used them for the last 10 years of my life. Instead of business plans, I use vision boards. So currently, I'd love to show you my office. I'm in my office outside of the house, which is very messy, but I have vision boards all over my walls. I have vision board sheets on the floor, vision boards over there. Eddie's in here as well. Say good morning, Eddie. Oops. So I use vision boards, and I use a lot of tools for my vision boards. And what I do is I write down anything that's on my mind. I'm going to show you my vision board markers. I have markers everywhere. Tons of markers. I have like a whole box in my drawer of markers. I have colored sheets and notebooks. I have all sorts of fun things to use for creating. I even have these bigger sheets. So I write. On my vision board right now, I just wrote it the other day, I wrote down vision workshop to create 4 vision board workshops throughout the next year. So from August to August, 4 times per year, I've got my pricing on my vision boards, and I've got how many people I want to have at each workshop, 15, and then I've taken and I've multiplied it, and it's given me a number of what income I'm looking for. So that's great, that's wonderful that that's on the vision board. Now the action steps come. Okay, so vision boards work. They've worked all the time for me. The more specific that you can get with your vision, the more success you're going to have. So I'm going to cover 5 things. That's the first one, vision boarding. Change, vision boarding. Write it down. Accountability partner. Get an accountability partner. Somebody that you can touch base with every week, and you can run things by them. You can go back over your vision board. I don't know about you guys, I've been posting a lot of myself with squirrels all around me. I've been having the shiny object syndrome. We're getting ready for a remodel in our house, and I just am having trouble focusing. So an accountability partner can help you to stay on task. When I started my first business, Rub-a-Dub Dog, back in the early 2001, I had 4 people that knew what my vision was. And I did a business plan, and I raised money. I didn't raise money. I took out a loan, a home equity loan. I was a single girl at the time. And I had a vision for what this business was going to look like. Now I knew that I was going to divert, that I was going to go squirrel this way. Maybe I don't want to do the business. Well, these people kept me in check. Every week I would call them, I would contact them, and they would remind me of my vision and help me to stay on task. Okay, so vision boarding, accountability partners. Third tool that has helped me: read, listen to inspirational people. Eliminate negative people in your life, including on social media. So I use social media, obviously, as a tool to grow my business. Alaska Tracy came about in 2012 through social media. I was in real estate. I was using social media to grow my business at the time. And I have connected with people globally on all social media platforms. Twitter has been one of my most instrumental tools to grow my business. I unfollow and unfriend people all the time that are ranting and raving, anything to do with politics, religion, or finances. I can't go there. And sometimes I do, because I'm not perfect, I'm human. And I'll start reading what they're writing, and I'll start researching, wait, what do they mean by that? And for me, it's a time waster and a time sucker. So I need to focus and be around inspirational people, people that lift me up, people that help me grow in business and in life. So there's that wonderful unfollow button on Facebook. It's not on Twitter, it's not on Instagram, it's not on LinkedIn, unfortunately, but you can remove yourself from those people. You can also limit your time on social media because, as I share all the time, I call it the compare and lose game. For me, it's scrolling and looking at what everybody else is doing when I'm not doing so well in my head. And I call it the compare and lose game. I'm comparing my insides with your outsides. And when I'm not in a great space, I'm always going to lose. So I can limit my time on social media to help me stay focused, to help me stay centered, to help me keep going along with the change and focus on what's really task at hand, my vision board. So we've got the vision board, accountability partner, reading and listening to inspirational people, podcasting. Recently I've started listening to Ali Brown. Thank you, Sally, for turning me on to Ali Brown. So instead of listening to news or music in the car, I listen to podcasting. You can also listen to my podcast channel, little plug for me there, Biz Vision with Alaska Tracy, and that's with a Z, Vision with a Z. So hanging out, listening to inspirational people that uplift you, that inspire you, that help you to grow in your life and business. That is also a wonderful tool. And the fifth, right, we've covered vision board, accountability partner, reading, listening to inspirational people. Fourth, hang out with inspirational, motivational people. So you can surround yourself. I used to do a lot of networking. For years, I was in sales and marketing, and I had to attend lunches and networking events. And what I've learned, I don't know if it has to do with age or just being in business for myself, and most of my business is online. I don't like big groups of people. I don't like, unless I'm speaking at an event, I really don't like, I do a lot of networking online. So go where you get fed. I do a lot of one-on-one meetings, a lot of coffee meetings with small groups of people, a lot of Twitter chats. That's where I've grown a lot of my business connections. Go where you feel the most comfortable, that your soul is going to grow and change, if that makes sense. So if you don't like big gatherings, don't go to them. Go to where you can grow and grow your soul and help others to grow. Go there. How do you find what moves you? for me, prayer and meditation, hand in hand. And since I did this yoga workshop in July, I think it was, I have been practicing meditating before I get on social media, before I check my emails. So I am recording this media. Oh, I think I had a distraction there. So I appreciate the thumbs up and the comments. We're going to keep going. The last tip for change that I want to tell you that's worked for me is sleeping, eating, and exercising. Seems simple, right? I know how much sleep I need. I need 8 to 9 hours of sleep a night. I don't always get it, but I know what I need. I'm a napper. I love to nap in the middle of the day if I can do it. Sleep is really important when you're going through some sort of a change, when the seasons are changing. Sleeping, eating right, getting enough fruits and vegetables, like our mothers used to tell us. I am not a big veggie person, even though I have a beautiful garden that's growing lots of veggies. So I do smoothies. I've done smoothies for about 10 years now. I love smoothies. This morning I put all my veggies in my blender, and I got a lot of my veggies in. So eating right. I don't always eat right. I know when I put a lot of sugar in my body and a lot of things, carbohydrates, I start feeling wonky. So eating right is really important, and movement. I used to think I had to run 10, 12, 15, 20 miles a day and run marathons. Today, movement is as simple as a mile or two walk with my dogs. Yoga, movement, some kind of movement. I cut the lawn yesterday. I did a walk, moving my body. So eating, sleeping, moving, right? The basics that we forget. And I don't know about you guys, but when I'm going through change, I'm craving carbohydrates, I'm craving sugar, I'm craving lots and lots of sleep. I don't want to do things, I don't want to move. So really doing the things. And again, the accountability partner can come in handy for that as well. And it can also go on your vision board right now. Movement. Anything that you want to achieve, that you want to change, that you aspire to be, put on your vision board. And I thank you all for being here. That was only 15 minutes. So I'm going to stop right there, and I'm going to look at your comments. And Heather says, I'm going to have to put my glasses on because I can't see. I compare, but it's more to get inspiration and ideas from others. Oh, well, good. That's good. That's good. That must mean when you're scrolling, you're comparing. When I'm not feeling really well and I'm scrolling on social media, it's never a good thing for me. So I try to avoid being on social media when I'm not feeling really good, when my soul's itchy and antsy, because I tend to get down. I tend to start comparing myself and thinking everybody's out there doing fun things, buying things, moving, exercising, and there I am not feeling good about myself. So I try to remember that. I know I like to post the good stuff on social media, and I'm thinking others do as well. And social media sometimes isn't really reality. It's not really what's happening, really what's happening. I don't post big, huge challenges or turmoils, or let's say something's going on in the middle of my day and I all of a sudden get this feeling, this overwhelming feeling that knocks me down. I have supportive people in my life that I call and run that stuff by rather than posting that on social media. If I have a big life-changing event going on that I'm struggling with, I might post that on social media and how I get through it. But little day-to-day things, I try not to post. I try to bring that to a mentor or supportive people in my life. So for me, social media can be not really reality. So I limit my time. It's a tool that's worked for me when I'm not feeling good, when I'm feeling restless and irritable and I'm feeling change, I try to get onto social media, do my business, and then get off. So that's just a tool that works for me. Heather said that it helps her, and it might help you. It might help you to get out of yourself. It might help you to be inspired by what somebody else is doing, and that's good. Use what works for you to get through the season of change. It's all about creating a toolkit for yourself that works for you. Change, especially the seasons changing, regardless of where you live. Even though Alaska is pretty extreme, like I said, we've been in the 40s the last couple nights. So I can feel it coming, and I'm trying to hurry my vegetables up. Come on, you can turn green, or my tomatoes are all green, you can turn red. It's like I feel this kind of hurrying happening right now. Hurrying before the snow flies, before the change happens. So what tools do I use to help me get through them? And these are just a few: the vision boarding, the accountability partners, hanging with inspirational, uplifting people, reading, listening, podcasters, books. I'm reading Miracles at Work right now by Emily Bennington, and she uses A Course in Miracles, references a lot to A Course in Miracles, and that's helping. Eating right, moving our bodies, all those are tools that work for me right now to get through this next season of change. And I always feel really big things coming on this time of year. I've gotten divorced in the fall. I've gotten remarried in the fall. I bought homes by myself in the fall and sold homes in the fall. I've left jobs and careers in the fall and started businesses in the fall. So I know my pattern is big changes happen for me in the fall. And man, my toolkit, it's right there. I just have to open it up and use those tools. So I hope that this half an hour, 20 minutes, 15 minutes has helped you. And I would love to hear in the comments, I see Heather's commented, how you get through change and what change looks like in your life. And you can comment after I click off this live. Maybe your toolkit will help. There we go. Jeanette commented, hi Rhonda. Rhonda was on. Jeanette said hi to Eddie. Eddie's here at the office with us today. Papa brought Eddie to work. Yeah, I would love to hear what you use, what tools work for you in your life when you're going through change, and maybe what change are you going through right now? We're going through a remodel. We have this little tiny space in our house. It's a sunroom. Don't really know what to do with it, so we're going to make it a little office. And I have an office outside of the house as well. However, inside right now, my office is on our loft, which has a beautiful view. There's no door. So I kind of feel a little discombobulated, so it's going to be a nice office with lots of light and windows. And I'm really looking forward to that. And then I have a couple wonderful speaking presentations coming up and some new business things on the horizon. Vision workshops are coming up. I want to hear what you've got coming up in this next season, what you're struggling with, and what tools you actually use to help you get through the change. So let us know, and thank you for joining in Biz Vision with Alaska Tracy. This week's Facebook Live, YouTube episode. I appreciate you being here. If this was helpful, please share, comment, like. Also, I'm always looking for inspirational, successful people to be on my Biz Vision podcast. It's Biz Vision with a Z, with Alaska Tracy, feel free to private message me and let me know who you know who might be a good fit for that podcast. Thanks for joining in, and I'll catch you next week. Thanks. Have a good week.